that sugar sweet. You got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Just my kind of hit repeat. Tested by the motion, loving this devotion. Live it up, live it up, live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up, where I'm going.
Music.
Where to go. I'm on the road, it's my time. Taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights. I've got to run.
Hello my friends, and welcome back to This Messy Business. It has been a few weeks since I have been able to create and post a video. We are in full back to school mode here at our house for everybody. So that means that it is back to school time for me. I am going into my, I think, 13th year of teaching, if we count student teaching in there, which, like, that was really hard. So we probably should. My husband is finishing up his degree at the university, and then our two littles are in elementary school. And we actually switched to a new elementary school that's closer to the high school that I teach at, and that has been a bit of a learning curve. It is going to be a really excellent move and definitely the right move for our family. But of course, with all things, there's always some, stretching and things like that that come with making a big change like that. I'm really proud of how well the kids have handled kind of getting different teachers and not knowing the layout of the school. They've really done a great job. I've been really impressed. It always feels like before I go back to school, I kind of go into that nesting phase, like you do right before you're about to have your baby. You've got to get all of these things done, and they've got to happen because you know you're not going to be able to or want to or whatever it is. That's exactly what back to school is like if you are a teacher. So I like to do a lot of projects in the summer, and you've kind of followed me along for a lot of those all summer long. But there's a bunch of these weird ones that I just put off and haven't done yet, like hanging this thing, this Roman shade over the back door. Originally, I was not going to put anything over this door, but throughout the summer, since we took out that big tree that used to be back there that shaded the back of the house because it was awful and it was falling down anyway. But now we just get blasted through that window with a ton of sun, which makes the tiles really hot, keeps the kitchen really hot. And I was digging around in my garage. The previous owners, I think I have a video of it somewhere. Up until the day before we bought the house, the garage was, I'm not kidding, like floor to ceiling stuffed there were several like antique cars. There was so many tools and nuts and bolts piled in front of the garage door. We actually had to use like our full body to even open it. We were very nervous that we were going to inherit this like full garage of stuff. And they did leave behind some good things. So one of those things was this window cover. These Roman shades are actually really kind of expensive, which I did not expect, I guess. It is about a ½ inch to an inch too short on the right side. They bought it in 2001, I think. It's been in the garage ever since. I never installed it on this window, probably because it was a little bit too short. But really, unless you're facing that window head on, you can't really see it. So that's kind of our view. And then that's with that shade. So it's not fully blocking, but it does filter some of the light to cool it down. The other really great thing that they left for us here that came with the house was this patio furniture set. It's metal, so it has a table and these two chairs, and it was black, and it was on the front porch for a really long time, and it does have some rust spots and some pieces that just really got dinged up, probably from renters and other things. So I hosed them off here, and then now I am spray painting them. I'm not kidding, it's like 97 degrees outside when I was doing this, and you can kind of see it there too. My husband has fenced off this section of the lawn because we're trying to get the grass back. And we have started moving the extra flagstone that was hidden behind a bush in the front yard to the back to build a walkway right here. We do have that about 80% of the way done, which we're really excited about. And so I just figured I would grab some spray paint from Home Depot and just kind of give these a little bit of an update and refresh. They're a solid kind of classic style. They fit the house. They're really sturdy. So I just wanted to go ahead and just give them an update and use what we have we have kind of a funny patio out here. It's got two kind of decks, and then none of the heights are quite right. It's one of those when you buy, a 1950s house and it was a sort of a landlord special for a while, you just get some of these quirks and things, right? So this is one of our quirks and things is that our patios are built for people with like apparently weird like legs. I don't know. One of our projects for next summer or next spring is to put our new fence in. Our neighbors back behind us just came and took out the fence. We called them and we're like, hey, this fence is pretty dangerous. It's probably been here for 30 years. We'd love to partner with you on getting a new fence installed that's safe for both of us. And they said, LOL, thanks for the information. We have no interest in putting up a new fence, but we will definitely take this one out. And they came the next day and took the fence out. And we were not in a position where we could just, drop $4,000 on a new privacy fence for along the back. So we are saving up for that. Got some plans to hopefully get that installed. And then we'll also put one on the side of this patio as well. Right now we just have kind of a makeshift fence that I made out of dog kennel, I guess, panels. And it's worked really well. We've had it up since we've moved in almost a year, and it works okay. It's not brilliant or super, aesthetic, but it does the job. It keeps the dogs in, keeps the kids in, and keeps all of the other things out overall. So, but we do want to put in a really nice fence, but we're just trying to make what we have work since there are still some of those like really big things happening. And the chairs and the table are fine. They just needed a refresh. So I also picked up this umbrella at Walmart. It was only $27, the one with the like cute fringe. It's pretty windy the day that I was doing this. I don't have the weight piece for underneath of it just yet, but this table is so heavy. The steel table is so heavy that it doesn't move at all. And I don't leave it up all the time. It's only when I know we're going to be out there. Over the summer, I was doing some extra work grading AP papers for the AP laying language and composition program. And so I sat out here quite a bit and graded a lot of papers. I think I graded 350 papers. And that was kind of a fun way to get some extra insight on, what kids are up to, what kids are thinking. They're usually written by juniors and seniors. So some of their insight is really interesting. I did get one paper though where he definitely just gave me a synopsis of his favorite TV show because he did not want to take the test anymore. So that was fun to read. Not really great for his score, but that's I guess it was a choice, right? But we're getting this updated and kind of moving right along here. I've updated several other things as well around the house, and I can't wait to kind of record and show you those just to kind of show you the progress we've been making, you know? I love it. One of the other things, I don't think I've ever shown this room on my YouTube channel before because it's just not cute. Like it is a laundry room and it is an unnecessarily large laundry room. When we viewed the house, I was like, oh my gosh, I love these pantry cabinets on the walls. But those doors don't actually stay shut. They tend to flow open. I bought some heavy duty magnets that I'm going to try and see if that works. I don't know if it's just the weight of actually having things in the cabinets, but none of the clasps actually line up. And this is kind of I call it my dumpster room. It's not like the very like the nicest name, but it is my dumpster room. It's so big, but it also is laid out so strangely that it's kind of stuck like this. When we moved in, the reason my dryer is up like that, when we moved in, when you're moving, like you just suck up so much money, right? Like it's 20 bucks for this thing, 100 bucks for this thing, 300 bucks for this. And it was the day we were moving in. We just found out we have to completely install an all new water heater, AC, furnace, all of that stuff had to be 100% completely replaced. And we didn't, that was just an expense that we knew the water heater, but we just didn't anticipate how much that was going to be, I'll be honest. And the dryer cord, the plug cord was like, I don't know, 5 inches too short. and the cord to purchase it to replace it was going to be like another $40. And I just like couldn't bring myself to spend that other $40. So my best friend's husband had these stands that he had made for her washer and dryer that they were no longer using. And he came over and he installed my dryer for me, put it up on the stand, and it was really wonderful of him. And I've just kind of left it up there. I'm really tall, so it doesn't bother me to hit the buttons. And then it makes kind of like a shelf space underneath that I can stash any of my like laundry baskets or anything like that. And then, of course, if you're a mom, you know that you've always got your friends with you, you know. So there's my son with his Nerf blaster. That's been our thing this summer. We love those. And that is my little dog, Dallas. And these rugs I've actually had since 2016, probably. They've lived in several different places. They've lived in my classroom, they've lived in my son's room, they've lived upstairs, downstairs, playrooms. So now this is kind of, I think, the end of their life here in the laundry room because the peel and stick tile that is in here, just like all the floors in the basement, are not very well done. And I like to just kind of have the rugs in here to just make it look a little bit better. I also have I teach bar fitness classes, as you know, so I have my bar set up in here, and it's just not a cute space. So I'm gonna try and get it cleaned up at least, so even if it's not cute, it's at least clean. I know other people post their like gorgeous aesthetic laundry rooms with the counters and the sink and the shelves and the lights. I have a single light bulb, and that's it actually. There's only one light bulb down there. So that's fine. Whatever. It'll get happen eventually. My son also has a love for vanilla ice cream, and so that's him getting his ice cream. He had to help me with some other projects in order to get his ice cream, but that's what we're doing. So you can see I'm kind of tucking some of that laundry back underneath. And we're just vacuuming, sweeping. I'm gonna actually mop in here. I can't lie, I don't know that I've ever even mopped this room. So I want to make sure to get that done just so that it's nice and reset before we go back to school. Believe me, we've been back to school I've been back for 2 weeks now, and it is already pretty trashed. So I have to do this all over again. But at least we started somewhere nice, right? Right?
Give me that good reaction. Gonna make it right, little like an offer I can't refuse. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the highlights. Ooh, that's really sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Just my kind of heat, keep it on repeat. Testify the motion, love it. Ooh, that sugar sweet. Ooh, that sugar sweet. You got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Testify the motion, loving this devotion. Ooh, that sugar.
So we also have, this is the other side. So that's what I was saying. Like, it's not really that cute in here. They kind of stopped painting one part. They somehow retrofitted this door so it doesn't actually seal. And then when we got the new furnace installed, they had to add these vents. It's just goofy. But I hung some stuff up behind it just to get it out of the way. And then my sister has a little dog, and his name is Cheddar. And she went on a long trip this summer, and so he stayed with us. And so that's his kennel. We just keep a kennel for him at my house. I think it used to be my brother's. It's a secondhand kennel. It's just easier than her having to transport it from her apartment to our house. I just store it in the garage. When he's here, he stays kenneled with our little dogs downstairs. So this is kind of a better view of my dryer that I was saying is up high. It's a matching set, and I could probably just spring for the $40 cord, but I don't like I really don't care, honestly, at the moment. I have $40. I want to spend that on something else for the house, not necessarily on this. This is my wine fridge and my mini fridge. This is kind of where we keep our backup orange juice, any of our grown-up beverages, things like that, because our fridge upstairs is pretty small. It is the fridge that used to be in my classroom, but since my new school has two full-size fridges in our English teacher office, I no longer really need it. So it's been kind of a nice thing to have at home. We don't need a full-size like garage fridge. We don't have that many extra beverages, but this little one helps a lot. And it's got a mini freezer, so if I have any extra little things to freeze, I can put those in there too. And then we have the chest freezer. So this is just kind of a nice extra little bit that we have downstairs just to kind of keep some things cool, you know, just the things that you have. And then, this wall is like all exposed pipe. There's a hole in the roof. Like it's just not cute. Like when I grow up, maybe one day I'll just have like this gorgeous laundry room. But also, is that really like the measure of our success? Is like how pretty is your laundry room? Not really. I was talking to somebody at work the other day about how it's not your stuff that actually makes you cooler. We spend a lot of time on those material things. Like I was talking to a lady and I saw that she had this gorgeous Louis Vuitton black tote bag and like envy filled my soul. I went excuse me, I went online and looked at like this bag and how much did that cost, and then I went on Macari and Poshmark and was like, could I find one secondhand? And yes, I can for like $500, which is not, for Louis Vuitton, obviously it's not like that bad, but what else could I do with $500, and how much will that actually change how I'm perceived? Like, am I more interesting with a cool bag? Probably not. I'm more interesting if I read this new book from the library. I'm more interesting if I like watch this interesting documentary. I'm more interesting if I go different places. That $500 could be a weekend trip for my family. So, I mean, if someone wants to gift me a Louis Vuitton, even secondhand, third hand, fifth hand, like I'm not gonna be mad. I will be overjoyed. I love stuff. I'll be honest. I love stuff. I love clothes. I love all those things. But I recognize, especially as I get older, the stuff is not what makes me. I, we make the stuff, I guess. So, like, whatever your house is, how you see yourself in that space, how you create your life in that space is what makes you really compelling and interesting. It doesn't have anything to do with, the fact that it is a 2025 brand new build versus a 1956. If your house is not reflective of who you are, it doesn't matter how high the ceilings are. That's not what makes you interesting. That's not what makes people like you. And that's weirdly been like a hard lesson to learn, but probably one of the most important ones I've learned in the last year is like, you know, it's you can't take any of this stuff with you, when you go. So just making the best of what we've got and taking care of what we have. A well-kept home is always going to be better than a messy, trendy home. I mean, not better, right? Like it's not qualifiable like that, but like it's going to feel better and feel cozier regardless. And maybe eventually we'll get to one of those kind of spaces. But our priority right now is providing a space for our family that's safe, that they can feel like themselves in, and providing a space where we can feel safe and that we can afford comfortably and safely.
You got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Just my kind of hit on repeat. Destined by the motion, loving this devotion. Live it up, live it up, live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up where I'm going. I know the right way to go. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the highlights. I love the way we vibe,
are of just finally getting the kitchen cleaned up because these tiles are so textured before I mop or even Swiffer or anything like that. I have to vacuum them. This is also probably our most high traffic area, so in a way, actually, I guess these tiles being so hardy is a real bonus because they show almost no signs of wear, which is good because a lot of traditional ceramic tiles or cheaper ceramic tiles probably would have had a track worn into them by now. I do have a rug in here. I actually, I think I talked about this in another video, but I swore I would never have secondhand rugs. Ew, that's so gross. But now that I've replaced the rugs in our house multiple times between pets and kids and all of those things, we've had to replace the rugs. Now I am 100% on team secondhand rugs. You just change your zip code to, some of those nicer areas. So I got a new West Elm rug. We rearranged the front room. I didn't get any footage of that. My mom came and visited for a couple weeks. Thank goodness. I was kind of drowning there at the end of the summer, and she came and visited and helped me, and we got all that rearranged. We got Harper's room rearranged. We did not get the painting done in there, unfortunately, so I will have to do that during another break. But we did get the living room completely kind of set up and rejigged, and that was really nice. I didn't make any footage or content of that because, I wanted to respect my mom's kind of like privacy. I don't know that she wanted to be on YouTube forever, huffing and puffing, helping me carry a couch back and forth across the room because I couldn't commit. I do struggle with that. I don't know if anybody else has that where, I see in my head exactly how I want it, but I can't always articulate it, and it doesn't always happen instantly that way. So without somebody's help, sometimes I just kind of give up. But we persevered, we pushed through, and we got both of those rooms rearranged, and we put new rugs in both of them. So the rug that I have in there is either a West Elm or a Pottery Barn. It's originally like a $900 rug, and I got it for, $100, and it was in pristine condition. It was in their front sitting room, and they were downsizing, didn't want to take it with them anymore, which is great. I got a used outdoor rug for our front patio for $10. Those are the size that I got, I think, which is 11 by 14. Those are usually over, 100, 150 for an outdoor rug. I got it for $10. And then my daughter got a new, really pretty Pottery Barn. Pretty sure it's Pottery Barn. Might also be World Market. I'm not sure. But kind of one of those nicer brand rugs. It was a $400 rug for her room originally, and I was able to get it for like $20 or $30. So typically, I don't love some of those things being secondhand, but there's also a level of like, if you're smart about it, you deep clean things, source it and check it. You don't just like do a porch pickup on something like that. You actually, kind of check and sniff it and all those things. Then it can be really great. And it's the perfect price for the season that we're in. So if, one of the dogs gets locked in one of the kids' bedrooms again and has no choice but to use the rug, then I don't feel quite as awful as I did with some of those others.
You got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Tested by the potion, loving this devotion. Ooh, that sugar, just my kind of heat. Ooh, that sugar.
Music licensing reimagined.